it, fella. Look here.
One for C-Lab, two for Draw Eagle, three for Wolverine to round out the trio. In this episode, everybody dies.
Broadcasting live from inside the Power Band. It's 2024, and this is The Blah. In this episode, everybody dies. I'm your host, the Wolverine, along with my intrepid companions, Head in a Jar Higo.
Yo.
And Chad Lab, the Slab Lab, forever.
Ahoy, hoy.
Welcome to the show, folks. Happy New Year. We hope everybody had a wonderful holiday season and did not begrudge us for taking a little break. I'm excited to be back and to be doing the show again. And this week we
maybe not this one, but
wonderful. No, I'm excited to do this show. I'm not necessarily excited about the movie that we did, but we decided to go ahead and tackle the super fresh, right out of the oven, 2023 Rebel Moon by Zack Snyder, who is a director that we all enjoy. Let's start the show. High level. Who wants to go first?
I am very curious what you guys think of this one. I'll save my vitriol.
Okay. Benny, you brought this up to the table. You want to go first?
Yeah. Okay. So I read a lot of hateful...
Hatred.
It's really distracting. A lot of hateful reviews about this before I embarked on it. And that kind of set me up to be like, well, despite the fact that it's a dreadfully unoriginal story and there are some questionable components, it is at least kind of an interesting world, I guess.
Yes.
It's kind of cool to see like a new world, and I might be curious to see more of it. And I was just like, of all the things you could have staged in that world, why you decided to go with, oh, the evil space Nazis are attacking a poor little village and we're going to defeat them and then go find an army to battle them later. I don't know. I'm not sure why they decided to do that, but
yeah, neither am I.
I feel like there's some good stuff in here that shouldn't, be tossed out, but it's few and far between.
Yeah.
Chad, do you want?
Yeah, I feel that I think the way that Benny delivered his high level of just like, yeah, it was a movie, is exactly how I feel about it. Like,
okay.
Similarly, I feel like all of the vitriol and hatred, like I was kind of tongue in cheek about vitriol. Like, I don't honestly care enough about the movie to give it a ration of shit. I just don't. Like, it's nice to see something that's new, asterisks. Like, It's a new universe. It's fucking pitch meeting montage of all of the other movies. Like, watching it, you're like, oh, cantina scene. Oh, yep. All the shit. It's Baby Bird sci-fi, It's just like regurgitated sci-fi. But it was all right. Like, it was fine. The story was fucking weird. I think the kind of hang up for me, and maybe it's a more broad thing, is like the over CGI-ification, Like, farmers are out toiling in a field with like a gigantic fucking gas giant with rings and like 72 moons fucking floating in the background, Like, it's eye candy, and it's like kind of like Frank Frazetta, but it just kind of looks kind of shitty. Because like I feel like Fifth Element had a similar kind of like, holy shit, there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on, and it was pulling from heavy metal and like whatnot, but it was just a little bit too CGI'd out here for me. It was too green screened out for me, which also kind of took away a little bit from it. But like, I'm down for seeing some new shit. I'm really glad it's not a comic book movie, and the next one will just be save the 25 space farmers with a rebel army movie, with an Anthony Hopkins robot that does something weird.
That for some reason has decided to wear antlers.
Put antlers on its head in the Hyperion grass ocean or whatever.
Yes.
So it's just a mashup of all the sci-fi that we all know. And I don't know, maybe if a person isn't a sci-fi-aholic like we are, maybe it's more novel. But it was retreading an awful lot of ground.
Yeah.
No doubt.
it's definitely not novel.
Yeah.
No.
And it was supposed to be a Star Wars movie, and honestly, if I think of it as a Star Wars movie, I'd be like, yeah, it's a pretty decent Star Wars movie. But it ain't a Star Wars movie. They said no, so here we are.
Right. Okay, so I'm gonna keep my high level brief, because in the course of the episode I'm gonna take the high road like Ben did. And also because I'm sort of feeling similarly to Ben. I watched the movie. There's some interesting things going on here, but Chad, you kind of cover the rest. It's it is what it is. And then I watched the episode of Pitch Meeting with Ryan George, who did this movie, and it was exactly what like the devil me was thinking. And it kind of summed it up perfectly in 5 minutes. That said, there's some interesting things here, and worth expounding on. So I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the gist of the pitch meeting was what we said. It was all of the same old movies smashed together, and then the story decisions that made no fucking sense whatsoever. It's worth a watch.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it was pitched as a Star Wars movie, and like all the stupid IMDb, let's make nuggets not fun. Nuggets are all about how, this movie was influenced by Star Wars and Akira Kurosawa movies, and Star Wars was influenced by, Star Wars was influenced by Akira Kurosawa, and everything was influenced by Akira Kurosawa and Star Wars. It's like, no shit. Like, it's all over this movie.
Sky's blue.
Yeah, and, it's sort of tedious in that respect. I really like Zack Snyder, and I like a lot of his movies. So, I'm trying to, I'm taking the highway here, the flyway, and think
he's done some good stuff. He's done some really not so good stuff.
Yes,
and I feel like his movies that I like kind of wear their welcome out with time. Like his style choices work great at the moment, it seems.
Yeah.
And when you watch them like 10 years later, you're like, it's so fucking dated looking.
Yeah, they don't age well.
Really?
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Like anything specific from both of you?
I don't know, maybe like 300, for instance, like
really
is a good one with just that sort of, gold
washed
hue to everything, and the,
right. Sepia.
And just lots and lots of CGI. The whole thing is like on a fucking CGI stage, like it's just
totally.
But anyways.
Yeah, I would agree.
No, you're right. And Benny, you said too many, many, many episodes ago, you said, he's like a great cover band. He can do like, he's great at like adapting stories, but like, doing something on his own, not so much. And, it's sort of evident here, like I do agree with you, Ben, that, and I was intrigued enough by the world and the world building that I was like, there's some kind of interesting, cool things here. The greater outline of the world building, I think, is sort of the only hook for me. Like they've done something interesting. There's some interesting technology. There's some interesting creatures. Some places. This, that, and the third. I mean, yeah, it's like the Empire and the rebels. Like it's so obvious. It's punching you right in the face.
Yeah.
But the world building is interesting. For sure. I mean, they got a pretty, a capable cast of actors to do this movie, man. But, like, I would have just been more interested hearing, and we've said this a lot recently, this is feeling very much like the Avatar 2 conversation. It's like the world they created was very interesting, and it's just like what's in it is not so great. And I'm more interested in seeing, I'd be more interested, like, tell us some stories about these creatures and some of this other stuff that we're seeing. There's got to be something more interesting there than just, basically a rehash of A New Hope.
Yeah. I mean, he's trying to set up a new universe and a new franchise. So, like, through that lens, it's forgivable that the first story doesn't say all of the things, but they're like, let's save 20 villagers with really piss poor decision making by getting a giant army together. Like, it just doesn't make any sense, like You go and
Yeah.
find these rebel people, and you're like, you want to join our crew? It's like, okay, cool. What are you going to do? Like, we're going to blow up a ship that put their boot on the head of a village. It's like, who gives a fuck about the village, dude? Like, okay, no.
Yeah.
Which is just a straight lift from Magnificent Seven, you know? Like, it's just a straight up lift from those movies. And it's just like, they don't really translate, you know? It's like, it's the same with Seven Samurai, fucking Three Amigos, you know? Everyone's going to like, they're all going to put on their space Nazi suits and fucking dance around the village and stop El Guapo. You know, like, it's like, it doesn't translate to multi-fucking stellar scale, in my opinion, but, like, I'm not going to get all grumpy about it either, you know?
No, he sort of built this, like, sweeping giant, you know, like, not giant, but, you know, they go to all these different planets, and there's all this different stuff, and all these different, you know, pretty cool creatures, and, you know, different things. And it's, you know, like, this is the setting and the backdrop, but, like, you know, the story is about, as you said, saving 25 people, 25 farmers on a, you know, fucking backwater town on a fucking planet that has bigger towns even, you know, like, it's just, like, why that was his decision, I don't know.
Other than the Tarantino-esque, like, I like Magnificent Seven, I'm going to make Magnificent Seven in space. Like, it's like, okay, man, you know.
It's like, it was almost as if he started off with the shitty, like, rehashed, that's been done a million times story, and then created a really cool world for it to happen in.
Yeah.
that like totally overshadows everything that actually transpires in the movie.
Yeah, yeah. It's like the inverse of the Avatar thing in a way where, you know, the Avatar idea was make the entire biome and biodiverse fucking planet and then, like, set the story in it. And they both kind of work and don't work for the same reasons, you know? Like, it's trying to build something on something else rather than just building something as a whole.
Right.
Okay.
If this came out in, like, 77, you know, it may have had a similar appeal as a Star Wars, considering that Star Wars, like, really just broke some seriously fucking new ground at the time, but despite the fact it was a rehash of old serials.
Yeah, but I mean, when Lucas did it, I mean, he's taking inspiration from old serials. You know, like Star Wars is not you know, it's not a samurai movie. You know, it's
old serials like what, cornflakes.
Yeah, and Lucky Charms and Farina,
you know, like, and Commandos,
grape nuts.
My favorite, Commandos. Yeah. I think you know, so he was doing that, and that was like a, you know, borrowing from this and then making something original. Like, you know, that's what Tarantino does. This is not that, and Star Wars is already out, so, you know, just kind of whatever.
So whatever, man.
Yeah, it's just kind of whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think more broadly, I just want something new. And this is something new, and I'm just, like, not enamored at all. So maybe I'm just not able to be satisfied at this stage. And that's kind of my problem.
Well, I don't know.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think that's the case, personally, but
no. This isn't it. You know, this isn't the one that's gonna, you know, it's whatever. You know, I think I watched it once at work because I had nothing else to do, and I was waiting for a sub to show up, and I had to, like, explain something to him. So, like, I couldn't leave, so it's just, like, literally sitting there watching this on my phone.
Yeah,
and I was like, whatever, it was all right, you know. And then I ended up watching it again with Chrissy Snaps.
Very Kevin.
And we both ended up kind of enjoying it more, you know. Like, I kind of enjoyed it. She was, you know, I mean, neither of us were enamored with it, but, you know, we're like, I don't know, it's kind of a cool world. There's, you know, some decent actors in it, and, you know, there's cool creatures, and but it's just a fucking abysmal story.
The story beats, it's the story beats. Yeah, don't go anywhere.
Yeah, right. So, why don't we just kind of, why don't we just talk about as much stuff as we liked and let the rest intermix and just kind of shoot through it like that?
Yeah, all right.
I mean, I don't know any other way to do it. I mean, I'm not, you know. I mean, we're not going to just sit here and hate on it.
No,
I mean, everybody knows
no
it's
point.
like a Star Wars clone. Like, we already covered that. You know,
Yeah.
there's no point in beating on that for the next half an hour.
It's like each scene and each story choice, even if 95% of the choice was bad, there was still 5% of that particular scene or choice that was cool or good. So like you could probably find a little glimmer in every scene, and some of them were, maybe really good and, were 85% good and 15% bad, and some of them were 95% bad and 5% good, or you know what I mean? Like, but like they all had some interesting stuff in there. It's just like the balance tilted the other way, I guess, is maybe where I've been coming from up till now. Like,
yeah,
the lead who, Sophia Boutella, who I was not familiar with until obviously you guys would have seen this too. She's the white-faced alien from the Star Trek reboot, which I thought was kind of cool because I liked her in that.
That was her?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jaylah. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I hadn't really seen her in anything else, but saw her in that. And, like, she was pretty solid in this. Like, I mean, I'll come back to the whole, like, universe full of beautiful people thing is kind of annoying, like supermodel toiling in the fields thing is kind of silly, but it's not her fault. She's a good looking lady. But she's trying to get away, and she's trying to, like, squirrel away in her little fucking burrow and avoid the authorities or whatever, and it turns out she's like the fucking Kwisatz Haderach or some shit, like she's actually like the fucking emperor's daughter's fucking bodyguards, ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriend's dog's former roommate, and
yeah.
like, but there's some interesting stuff, like she's willing to roll up her sleeves and farm fucking space corn or whatever, and like
this is your best sort of like compliment towards the movie. Like I admire.
This is the thing. Like, it's interesting, but it's kind of not interesting.
That she likes to farm corn.
She's farming space corn, and the fucking. I love the bearded Viking King dude who's actually fucking Modok from Ant-Man. He's the
Corey Stoll.
Yeah, totally. I love him. He's great. Like, he's in House of Cards, I think.
He's excellent. Yes, dude. Corey Stoll is great.
Yeah, he's great. He's just like, you all need to fuck each other tonight as part of our space ritual,
Yeah. This is such a fucking Zack Snyder thing. Right?
Like, we will fuck in slow motion.
And he's got this very kind of Nordic mixed with Amish vibe going on,
right?
The way that they talk and all that. And that one there is the main hunter in the group.
He's a very strong man.
He's a strong man with a good house, and the only other hunter left. You should get together with him.
So I don't know, man. Like, there's some stuff
the whole
there.
time when Space Hitler shows up.
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
Like, come to our large house. We'll have a cup of ale together.
Totally, dude.
And he just keeps like trying to be like, how about that cup of ale?
That beer now?
It's like, Jesus, how good is this beer? Is it really going to solve the situation? Like,
yes, dude. I was like, man, you are really pushing that ale really hard.
Pushing that fucking cup of ale all the way up until he gets killed. The like lady's sitting there with like the fucking pitcher ready to fucking pour a glass, and she keeps like stopping and waiting.
Oh, dude, yeah. And then he gets his head bashed in, and she drops the pitcher of ale on the floor.
Yeah.
And the ale was getting warm the whole time that was going on. She poured it.
I half expected him to be like, and I hate lager.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah. I mean, one thing that Ryan George hammers on in that pitch meeting episode is the slow-mo, which I don't know why I didn't latch onto that, because we did a movie, I feel like at least in the last 3 months, that was all about slow-mo, and I wouldn't shut up about it. So,
dude, that's Zack Snyder.
It's Zack Snyder's thing.
I know, but I can
like
still
a fucking
make fun
cornerstone of his thing. Like,
okay,
I wasn't surprised to see it.
Yeah, but when we open on, the supermodel is,
sowing
plowing
seed in slow-mo,
sowing the space corn against the backdrop of, there's Saturn-esque planet, and she's space farming in slow-mo as an opener. I was like, oh my God, dude.
Dude, it was, are you going to come to the orgy Morpheus? And she's like, I've got a few more rows to fucking plow, dude.
Right?
Like,
and he's like, all right, when you're done with that wheel, somebody will be plowing you.
Yeah.
That was so terrible. It's a death.
But like when the soldiers land and like there's that, band of shithead soldiers, that was kind of, interesting. There were some interesting character moments there with the South African dude being a prick and the introduction of the Anthony Hopkins robot, and like the captain is kind of good and kind of evil at the same time. You can't figure it out. And then like trying to assault that farm girl stuff was very tropey, but sets, like there's something there, but it also is just fucking eye rolly as fuck too,
Sure. I would like to say the barn fight scene I really enjoyed a lot. I thought it was good.
The
really good. Like
the 30-second fight that slowed mode into 7 minutes of combat was good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, great.
Yeah.
And great Zack Snyder use of slow-mo. The sewing the space corn in slow-mo in the opening, not so much. But I really enjoyed the fight scene. I thought it was really, really good. Like I was a little kind of like, again, I kind of brought this up in another episode, but like I think it was one of the water movies, but like this, they paint this rough picture at this point in the film of this sort of extremely large galactic kind of presence, of like these human beings or whatever, the motherland or the mother planet or whatever, that whole thing. And it's like then you got these soldiers that just act like every other group of soldiers on the planet, and they're going to rape some farm girl. I was like, come on, dude, really? Can't we come up with anything better than that? That said,
Nope.
I mean, it's obviously the catalyst for the fight scene, which was very good. I really liked it a lot.
It's the catalyst for the entire rest of the movie to proceed.
Totally.
I don't buy the supermodel. I just don't really buy that she would protect the milkmaid. Like she tells her life story to the old dude around the campfire and was like, and then we destroyed 23 planets, but this one girl, I need to save her, like. Like
yeah, it does. It's flimsy.
Yeah, it's pretty flimsy.
So then yet another flimsy part in a movie full of flimsy plot decisions. But
yeah, I mean, you can make it good if you put more energy and feeling into that whole thing and make it some kind of redemption thing. Like that can be done, could be done very easily too, especially with a capable actor or actress. But this is not the case here. Go ahead.
At least he did take the time to sort of make us care about the milkmaid a little bit. And, she has a nice little exchange with, the Anthony Hopkins robot, who I like. I think that's an interesting character. And I was kind of pissed off to, not have him
away
at all in the movie, except for that one
runs
part.
away and comes back with antlers at the end. Yeah, it was too bizarre. I would have been way more interested to see, because we get like a couple snippets about that robot, and then you're just like, then he literally runs away until the end of the movie. So I much can't speak. I much rather just think, oh my God, you know what I'm trying to say? I would much rather have seen a story about that robot and the etymology of those robots. You know what I mean? Like that would have been super cool and interesting, man. You get Anthony Hopkins to come in and record 2 lines. It's like, there's $1 million right there.
And the fucking movie could have been supermodels, upbringing as a Imperial fucking stormtrooper interspersed with Anthony Hopkins' robot's story. Like it doesn't even need to be any of this farmer bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And that like sums up the movie in a nutshell. Like we kept coming across this stuff throughout the course of like the story unfolding where I'm like, well, why didn't they focus on this? This is interesting,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because all her training shit was like Warhamper stuff, like it seemed. So
totally,
it was very The baddies were very fucking Warhamper.
Yeah.
From the fucking the copious shoulder pads on down.
Pauldrons of laundry.
Yeah.
Oh my. Yes. Yes, the pauldrons of laundry for sure. Yeah, I it's exactly my experience with this, Ben. Like, because I watched it twice too. And the first time I was kind of like, yeah, I was like, this is okay. I was communicating with a fan said, "Hey, how about Rebel Moon?" They didn't make it 20 minutes into the movie.
Really?
And then gave up. Yeah, and I was like, yeah, it's all right. And then I watched it again just to, get another taste. I wanted to make sure. And I just kept being like, yeah, what about that? Like, that looks interesting.
Yeah.
Let's get something going on about that. Like that weird creature with the tentacles, dude, who's like using that guy as a puppet. That was great. I was like, that's cool. And what about, dude, shout out to the coolest character in the movie, the bartender with the candelabra shoulder pads, dude.
Yeah,
that
dude.
was the shit.
The Hanukkah bartender.
Yes.
He was great.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Hanukkah on steroids bartender, right?
Space Hanukkah.
Yeah, and Space Kevin Spacey too.
Space Kevin Spacey? Oh, the therapist?
the creeper dude that tries to hit on the farm boy.
Yeah.
When they
The raper.
when they go to the bar with the rapey guy, yeah.
Space Kevin Spacey.
Space Kevin Spacey, dude.
Wait. You mean the guy that was trying to take her and buy her from the farm guy, Gavin or whatever his name is?
The inverse. He's trying to buy the farm guy and show him a good time from her.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. Because I thought that the guy that was trying to buy her, the guy that originally started the whole beef in the bar, he looked like fucking
Hamburger face from the third Lord of the Rings movie?
No, even better. He looked like Emil after he went swimming in the toxic waste in Robocop.
Oh, yeah.
He looked exactly like that, dude.
He did.
It's like a cross between him and the yellow dude from the Sin City.
Sin City. Ooh,
Yep.
Nice call, man. Yes, definitely. That yellow
I
bastard.
say Space Kevin Spacey because, he was like trying to inappropriately pick up a guy in a bar.
At the club car.
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
I definitely got and appreciated your joke there, Ben.
At the Space
Definitely.
Club car. Yeah.
Indeed, at the Space Club car.
The Space Club car? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It's a joke for our Nantucket listeners.
A little
And
Nantucket
that
joke
means 2 people. Possibly less. Anyway, yeah, he definitely looked like that toxic yellow bastard Emil. Totally.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that was funny. And then we get he disappears, comes back. Are you gonna go through all of us? I was like, come on.
Actually, yes.
Oh, God.
All right, just
And
fire
here
up the
comes
thing,
more
yeah.
prodigious use of slow-mo.
Yes, slow-mo time.
Dude, I didn't pick up at all on the Han Solo guy in that bar. Charlie Hunnam was Dreddy Kruger from Children of Men. He was the Dreddy
He was, yeah.
shipbird.
Oh, yeah.
Let's stick on Charlie for a second. He was great as the Dreddy Kruger in Children of Men, and he's been in a bunch of stuff, and he's been great. And this, I just did not care for him. I didn't care for the character.
He was fine. He was just a nothing burger of a character.
He was like an extra from Snatch or something that found a spaceship and
Totally. Space.
Yeah,
space
but he was
snatch.
like,
Speaking of space snatches, I like the warp portals.
Oh my God, they were quite strongly vaginal. They were.
oh yeah, they were.
Dude, you go through that enough times, you'll get throat cancer.
Hey, some space lingus, man.
Oh.
Yeah, I had nothing against him in this. It was just the character was just a nothing, just a giant.
No,
nothing.
he's good, but again, he was just sort of an out of place, B grade Snatch character that
Second string Snatch character
got fucking Star Warded into this universe somehow.
I tell you what, he's not, and that's Harrison Ford. So he's got that up against him.
Yeah.
I was having a hard time with him and his accent, and I was like,
And kind of the
this is an
space
English
Irish.
Well,
Yeah.
he's an English actor, and I was like, why is he not doing a better Irish accent? His Irish accent was good, but it was textbook good. It didn't sound like.
So are we positing
what I'm trying
that
to say.
in this space universe there is still an infestation of Irish migrants that all have Like there's an Irish bar in that little town, and everyone goes and
dude, there
does
was a couple
construction
of
work
them,
and
man. Didn't
They're everywhere.
Belisarius, like the Emperor Palpatine guy, he had like an Irish accent, didn't he?
Yeah, probably. His name's fucking like Fa-Fee or Fee-Fa or some shit. So he's
It's
Frey Fee.
it's the EBDs, man. They're everywhere.
Yeah, the EBD.
They're everywhere in sci-fi.
I love it.
Yeah, so I didn't really like. I wasn't enjoying watching Charlie, and I've always enjoyed him previously, so that was kind of a bummer. I didn't really like the character, and then he like just kind of sells everybody out. It's like, all right, whatever, dude.
He was better than fucking Space Fabio. Like
Who's Space Fabio?
Dude, fucking Space Matthew McConaughey.
Space
the
Matthew
yeah.
McConaughey with
Space McConaughey.
with
I
a
kept doing that. I
space
was like,
tanning
there you
bed.
go.
totally.
Everything's funnier when you put space in front of it.
I agree. I like
Yeah.
how you do that.
Mr. Snyder, I think this next scene would be a great time for me to take my shirt
Take my
off.
shirt off.
Perfect opportunity for me to take my shirt off. I'm gonna go in this next scene. I'm gonna go over here and ride this Harry Potter style griffin sort of creature with my shirt off. You know,
And then jump off the
Shirt
cliff
off,
in slow
of course.
I've totally lost my McConaughey, man. But that is exactly what. That's such a great. Yes, he is definitely.
He does look a
McConaughey,
little
dude.
like McConaughey too.
A little bit.
He definitely does, and he's got no shirt on, dude. What could be better? In fact, he doesn't put his shirt on the entire movie.
No,
as
he
far as I
does the
recollect.
the vesticle over it for a bit there.
Yeah, he's got a little shawl that still shows off his fucking abs.
Yeah, I think was it kind of like the Klingon commander in Star Trek V, Ben? Because we kind of opined about that we went on about that for a little bit. How he had the whole like Planet of the Apes vest with like nudity underneath. Like, was that the kind of vest he
Oh,
wore?
dude, that guy.
Remember? Yeah.
Jesus, yeah.
Dude,
The fucking extra from fucking Point Break.
Lufton Pifkin,
Kev,
totally.
you talking about this dude's dark, furrowed abs being shown, and then talking about Klingons makes me think that the wrinkles on the Klingons' heads are their equivalent of six packs, and they show them off. And I'm kind of into that idea. They're all just
right,
Abercrombie, dude. Like it's like all of the Klingons are all just Abercrombie models on Klingon. They're all like really good looking
And
dudes
then-
with six pack heads.
Did you just say
I
on
posit
Klingon,
that-
as in that's the name of the planet? Hold that thought, Betty. Sorry.
Totally,
ladies.
yeah. They're Klingons from
Okay,
Klingon.
all right.
Totally.
Go ahead. You're dying for that. Go ahead, Ben.
I'm just saying that I posit in the next like Spaceballs style, like science fiction parody movie, there is a race of, Klingon like characters, but instead of, having ridges on their forehead, they literally have like six-pack abs in their forehead that like flex and shit when they like move their eyebrows, you know what I mean?
Love that.
I love that.
Little belly button in there too.
Yeah, a little
Totally.
B button,
Yeah,
dude.
exactly.
Oh my god.
Put a little
all
beef
of it.
tallow in there, man. You know?
Some
Be
have a
healthy.
little diamond in there, or a little, piercing.
Yeah, that's good. Very nice. Very nice. I like that. That would be a perfect item for a Seth MacFarlane kind of, like that would be the kind of thing he would do, I would think.
So good.
Well, hey, if you hear this, go
Seth,
for it,
we
dude.
know you listen every week. We love you, man. We love your content. So, hey, maybe you want to throw this into your little show
Feel
there for your
free.
Star Trek show?
That's it. Hey, Danny
Feel
Cooksey,
free.
call Seth up and let him know.
Throw that right in the fucking Orville.
Oh my
Exactly. Good stuff.
All right, come on, we're on the right fucking. Keep going.
Yeah, we
Got it.
are. That was a
We're going down the right
frenzy.
avenue now.
Yeah, that was a frenzy of items, though. I'm trying to think what the hell the main thread there was.
God. We were talking about Irish.
Oh yeah,
Space-
Irish.
the
Hunnam.
Space
yeah,
Irish.
I was not feeling the Space Irish at all, man.
Space
It
Irish
wasn't
and,
working for
and
me.
Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, Matthew McConaughey. That's right. That guy. And again, I'm gonna reference this pitch meeting because I really thought that he summed this up perfectly. He was saying in the pitch meeting, he was like, once they start recruiting all the characters, they stand quietly in the background.
Yeah.
While we recruit the next person. And you know what? it's kind of exactly true. It's like each person they grab, then like they're not really doing anything. And on the one hand, I like that because then we didn't have that dynamic of like, hey, we just assembled like, 7 of the baddest asses in the universe, you son of a bitch, I'm in style. Right. And everybody's like bantering around. Oh, dude, I'm got bigger muscles and I'm doing this and I'm the greatest killer. This, the ba-ba-dee-ba-doo-ba-da-ba-doo. Like we didn't get.
It's like Jesse Ventura and Predator kind of thing.
Kind of like that, yeah. Those scenes where everybody's like,
This stuff will make you a sexual Tyrannosaurus.
Tyrannosaurus. Yeah, right, exactly. So we didn't get that, which I am so over. But the weird silence and everybody just kind of hanging out in the background was also very odd. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, hey, we just rescued Space Matthew McConaughey after he tamed the Harry Potter beast, and now he's just going to hang out quietly in the background and contemplate, like what? Contemplate what kind of vest he wants to wear? Like it was a little weird, man,
Yeah. But it wasn't standing around in the background, while they fly to the next place. It was standing around in the background while the fucking Jedi assassin kills a spider lady, and then it was the next random ass thing,
Well, look, as much as I was very, very happy to see Sonmi 451 in this movie,
dude.
She didn't, right? She did not have a big enough part. And it was too vague. And I was just like, and then she had swords, and then all of a sudden she had like light saber swords. Yep. And I was like, this is sort of dumb. So like not enough of her, not enough of her character, and really no backstory at all. I did think that the Jenna Malone spider creature was pretty damn cool.
Shout out to Jenna Malone.
Yeah.
And again, I was like, Ben, this was a point in the film that I was just like, dude, I hope that the spider creature is going to join them, because that would be
that would
super
have been cool as fuck.
And can we just get like a whole flashback about why these spider creatures exist and where they come from? Because that would be super interesting. So
again, another part where you're like, wow, this is interesting. Oh, she's dead.
No, we're not going to talk about that anymore. Yeah, totally. She's dead.
All right,
I know. When she got to cutting off like the second spider leg, I was like that. This cool spider creature is not going to make it. This is not my dream. Is not going to come true here.
I mean, the spider scene was kind of dumb, but at least it was better than the Titus scene where Jaimin Hansu's covered in dust and drunk, and they're like, will you come with us and save these villages? And he's like, fuck you. And she's like, please. And he's like, you have inspired me.
Yes.
I will join you.
And don't mind the space rats crawling about me. I'm covered in shit and filth.
Right?
Your little story has inspired me. I will come with you. May I take a quick shower first? Yes. Yeah. But we're going to need
a shower and a shave, please.
Yeah, we're going to need to get the elephant hose and a very stiff scrub brush for you, sir.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Holy Moses, dude!
But it goes straight from. I mean, I'm in gripe territory here, but like it went straight from Jaimin Hansu being inspired to join the team to them being fucking bagged and double crossed. Like the dude joins the team and then immediately is fucking in one of those weird scorpion box things. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, there was about 5 minutes that took place after that. So it was like a very small amount of time.
No, they recruited the space army in between that, didn't they?
No,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they stood around on another green screen set.
Right, but right after they were recruiting the space army is when the space Hitlers attacked. And then we are. We're at the end of the movie.
New drinking game. Every time we say space, you have to do a shot.
No, that wasn't where the space Hitlers attacked. It was Charlie.
Oh shit, you're right.
Charlie Hunnam
brought them to
last job.
I've just got to go and sew off my cargo, love. Then I'm going to come help you. Totally. We just got to make this quick pit stop over here. And as soon as he said that, I was like, he's going to betray them. I totally saw it coming.
Funny thing, I have a couple of cases of pencils that I was going to be delivering from the mother planet to this other planet.
From Space Office Works.
Yeah, from Space Staples to this other planet. And then I got sort of distracted on your side quest and I decided to help you. But before we continue on with this world universe ending quest, I need to deliver these pencils.
If I don't deliver them within 30 parsecs, they get them for free. So
Totally.
If I don't deliver them within 30 parsecs, Pizza the Hut will come after me.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, you taste good.
That's a worthy end to that character in this movie, dude.
Oh, don't look in the boxes, and I wouldn't want you to think any less of me now.
Oh, boss, you taste so good.
Don't look in the boxes that everyone knows what they are.
Yeah, right. I did like his ship, though. His ship had it looked like an actual ocean-going vessel, and I kind of dug that. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
What did you guys? I found myself very. I don't recall that ship in particular, but I found myself very unenamored with the ships.
In general, yes, I was unenamored with them. I was sort of like, yeah, the technology's a little weak sauce, and
I don't know. It just seemed like just boring video game spaceships.
Yeah, except for Charlie Hunnam's.
There wasn't anything particularly unique there.
Or techie or high techie or whatever. There was nothing
iconic.
Yeah, or interesting really at all. Yeah. I started griping in my head about the drop ships when they first come into the farm planet to meet up with Father Abel there, the Nordic Amishman. And I was like, man, they're flying really low. Like, they know it's a farming community. They're kicking up a lot of dust, You
and your dust, right?
That's not going to be good. Yeah, exactly.
Totally
I was
inappropriate.
Like, it's not going to be good. It's kind of inappropriate.
They're going to have gray boogers for the rest of the day.
Oh, dude. They're going to. Can
you imagine the space gray boogers you would have?
God damn. From the space dust, yeah.
Yep.
Crazy. Anyway, that was my one little mini.
I like it. I like the dusty grapes of Kev.
It started with dust, and it shall end in dust.
The dust. What's the deal with the dust?
What's the deal? That'll be my death. I'll be lying in the ground, and it'll be one person standing over my grave. Jarhigo going.
You don't say what's the deal on your gravestone.
No, he'll go. No, he'll go. He started in dust.
That's it.
He ended in dust.
Dust to dust.
In a Jeremy Irons-esque way.
And then I'll totally break character and go, what's the deal with the dust?
What's the deal?
What did you guys think of Space Himmler? Ed Skrein or whatever?
I mean, I thought he was good, but the character is obviously cartoonishly ridiculous. I mean,
yes.
I wanted to know more about the weird, octopus lover thing he had in his room. And,
right?
Same.
The space heroin shit that he was injecting into his body. That's, I was like, oh, that's interesting lore details. What's that? But we never find out.
Yeah, the Matrix plugs that he had going on,
kind of necromongery in a way.
Yeah, and then
that's sort of how I thought about this. I was like, it's got a similar kind of interesting world like Chronicles of Riddick.
Yeah,
but it doesn't have an interesting story like Riddick had.
No. I just watched most of the 2013 Riddick, and that and Chronicles and Pitch Black, they're all better stories than this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Him and Chloe created that a very original world, and
yeah.
The Necros and all that stuff was very, very cool, man.
But they didn't go balls. They didn't go balls to the wall with the expounding on it. It was kind of Star Warsy in the sense of your father was in the Clone Wars, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Riddick did a good job of it being story driven, and then the interesting shit was kind of hinted at. Whereas this is just all eye candy and no fucking story.
Well, this was more step over $1 to pick up a dime. Here's this interesting, cool creature, but we're not even going to talk about that because we've got this great, boring story over here for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We know you're all snoring by now, but we're going to continue, goddammit.
Yeah, have some more
We've got a second movie to make.
Yeah, exactly. And now we don't even know if that movie's going to be made based on the performance of this movie. So
No, I think it's a done deal. I
think it's already
but-
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. All right, good. Well, that's good.
I
Maybe
think
it'll
he's
be
got a
better and
third
kind of
one in
redeem
his
it.
quiver, but who knows if they'll do that. I mean, it's Netflix. They'll cancel the shit out of all of this stuff.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah. Yeah, they will.
That's the new way, totally. Just to comment on Ed Screen, I like him a lot. I'm
He
a
was
fan
interesting.
of him. He's a very interesting looking guy. He's sort of very kind of model-esque almost, and like handsome, and he's got those cool
Heroin
eyes
chic.
and like kind of, yeah, but like, and it's a very interesting look that he has, but he's also incredibly capable too.
Cheekbones that could cut glass.
Right?
Exactly. But like when I first saw him, I was kind of like, oh, here we go. Like here's another like gorgeous, interesting heroin chic looking actor. You know what I mean? From the UK. And then like, as I saw him in various different things, I was like, man, this guy's really good, dude. He can be downright scary, dude. He's got some interesting range. So a good person to play this part. I mean, I think like Ben nailed it. Like it's such a ridiculous characterization of God knows what. You know what I mean? He put his all into it, man, and he gave us like, some good scary shit and whatever the character had in the writing. You know what I mean? But that's how I sort of feel about him. I think he's
Yeah.
great. I'd love to see like him, kind of continuing on, but let's hope that something more interesting is written for him than just kind of being Grand Moff Tarkin or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hope he finds a better weapon to dispatch people with
Than a
Then that
shillelagh.
weird,
like a robot femur or something. I don't even know.
Yeah,
It's
right?
it's
What the hell was
it's
that,
clearly a
dude?
femur, but it was like, I don't know, encased in like
Shaped like a femur,
carbon fiber or something. Yeah.
I did like how he wore a tape recorder with a strap around his
Love it.
around his uniform, dude. Did you see?
Some serious Nazi shit going on there. Jason Statham
Oh,
was supposed to
my
play that role, which would have been ridiculous.
Oh, I'm so glad it wasn't him. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
same.
That would have,
He's not.
like, whatever. I don't really care about Jason Statham, but like, if Jason Statham was Space Himmler here, the movie would have gone down 10 points in my book. It's like, nope.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I think
At
I'm
least
very
a bunch
curious
of
about.
no name actors, generally speaking. Like, I just couldn't have handled that.
I mean, Statham's, like at least
got nothing
Snatch
against
back
the
when
guy,
it came out
whatever,
was
man.
good.
I don't
No,
care.
I don't. Dude, the bank job is an excellent movie, dude, and I'm very curious to see The Beekeeper as just a pure kind of action movie. You know
The
what I mean? But,
Beekeeper looks so silly, dude.
I know, but that's what's so great, dude. He just rolls up in a shitty old pickup. Fucking, you ripped off my neighbor. Fuck you. It looks so great, dude. Come
so
on.
ridiculous.
So, anyway. Yeah, you're right. He would have been terrible in this. Let's talk about Ray Fisher Stevens or Stevenson for a second. The guy that played Cyborg.
Yeah, that's where I know him from. That's
right?
crazy.
Because I couldn't figure it. I was like, who is Ray Fisher Stevens? What is his name?
Ray Fisher.
That's a death. Oh boy.
I liked
Cat
him as
Stevens.
Cyborg. Like, Cyborg is a stupid ass character, but I liked him as Cyborg.
I did too.
I didn't like any of the movies Cyborg was in, but I liked him.
No.
I think
Missed
I enjoyed
opportunity
this.
there, probably.
Yeah.
What do you mean with Cyborg?
With the dude
Yeah.
being dead as fuck now.
What do you mean?
The character in this movie, he fucking nothing burgered off into a fucking turret on a space B-52.
Hmm.
That was the
Yes.
biggest waste in this movie because he was one of the
He had
only
some, yeah, he had some gravitas.
finish that. Yes, exactly what I was gonna say, dude. I had the exact same feeling. I was like, wow, this guy is kind of interesting. You know what I mean? Like he seemed to. I don't know if it was just the way they wrote that character, but he seemed to take what he had for his character and he made it freaking sound great, dude. I don't care what you say. It was probably some of the best bits in the movie, dude. When he made that speech and like did that whole thing, I was like, right on. All right, now we got something cool here.
Dude,
you know?
totally. He could have totally been the Empire Strikes Back dude in the next movie that like rallies the troops as they all fall apart. Like he could be the
Definitely.
yeah. But nope, he just jumped on a random dude shooting shit. Now he's dead.
Yeah, I really like the dialogue in that speech when he calls up all the soldiers, and just who by free will come and help me. Like, this is exactly what we're here to do, man. Like, I was like, right on, dude. This is good, and he just like his voice and the inflection and the way he was dialing it in was great. And then all of a sudden he grabs the spike, starts yelling, and all of a sudden it's like iRobot all over again. And he jumps and stabs the guy and misses. And the guy pulls out a pistol and shoots him. I was just like, this is the worst way for this cool character that we literally just got introduced to die.
Pretty dumb.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, the fact they brought Space Himmler back to life, I mean, maybe this guy will fucking not be dead, but
No, we're just gonna have to deal with his less cool sister.
Oh, man. Less cool sisters.
Shipping over the dollar to pick up a dime.
Once again.
I like that saying. That's perfect.
Yeah, I do too, man. And I think it's very, very appropriate here, man. It's
Yes.
like, especially with like Blood Axe and some of the creatures and the robot.
Oh,
it was
dude,
just like,
Jenna Malone stepping over $1, like all of it was stepping over $1.
Why
Yeah.
are we watching this dumb story when you've clearly created like the foundation of like a very cool world here, So missed opportunity.
I'm totally down for Walken as the Emperor in Dune, but I mean, Carrie Elways as the Emperor in this was pretty sweet too.
Yes. Yeah,
Carrie
always great to
Elwes.
see Carrie
I
Elwes.
love me some Carrie Elways.
Oh, you mean in the flashbacks?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, is that who I think it is? It is.
It is. Love that guy.
It's just me. I mean, I love Anthony Hopkins, but I found it a little weird that he was the voice of the robot. I was just like, it's kind of unnecessary, but maybe it's just me. I got nothing against him. I love the guy, but
No, I don't have anything against him either, but I got to be honest with you. I don't know if he was the right choice.
yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Like
I uncharacteristically didn't even recognize his voice
Really?
until I looked at it in the credits afterwards, and then I was like, "Oh, that
Yeah.
seems like." I mean, he was good,
Yeah.
but it seemed like whoa, like you didn't have to go that far with that, like
Yeah.
like it's a
And, like,
little too, it's a little much.
It is. And he'll probably be a focus of upcoming movies. And I don't know. Maybe it's like Anthony Hopkins is, he's getting older and you can hear it in his voice. It's just like a robot with like an elderly man's voice. It just kind of has a bit of it's just a weird choice.
I mean, I think it brought the character some charm, and
I agree
made
with
it-
Ben. Chad.
That's cool.
I was like, oh, it's a robot, but the whole war situation of them like not fighting since the king died, and all this stuff, like, and that they're sort of ancient and blah blah blah. Like, I don't know, that just kind of seemed interesting to me.
Super, yeah.
It sort of
Same.
seemed to fit that he had that kind of voice,
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah.
like fucking C-3PO or something,
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't.
I
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't get.
I seem to have fallen in space horse shit. Oh.
My goodness, I seem to have misplaced my pen.
Oh. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong on my comment. Like, he may have been miscast as the robot, but I'm not saying he did a bad job. And again, like Ben, I was like, dude, what's up with this robot? Why did all these robots like? And he also had a kind of a Hu Yang kind of feel in that kind of like,
Yes.
really old robots, but very different at the same time. Like, I thought Hu Yang ended up being one of the coolest characters in the Ahsoka season that we did.
Sure.
And this robot was totally different and equally interesting and cool, and had that same kind of like ancient robot kind of thing going on, So it's like, again, like, can we just get a whole movie about that? Because that just sounds sick.
I got some
You know?
serious Abetic vibes from this dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
I did too.
I mean, there was definitely, maybe it wasn't intentional, but like, there's some scenery felt very Hyperion-esque with him in the end with the grass fields and shit, but
It did, yeah. Sea of grass, sure, I can see that.
I don't know, man. Like, I'm very interested to see what they go with that, but I feel like, I don't know, this could have been a show. It doesn't make a ton of sense as a movie.
Yeah, series would have been.
I thought it was a show. I was kind of surprised to find out that it was like a feature length.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I first heard about it, I just kind of presumed it was a show.
I'm kind of glad it wasn't a show where you had to watch 8 hours of slow-mo to get the band together for the same outcome.
yeah.
But maybe a show that focused more on the other stuff, like
It would have,
robot.
yeah,
and,
it would have
her
served. I think it would have
upbringing and
served yeah, it would have served the story better.
Like if you did 6 or 8
Or-
episodes where, half of it is her coming up in the space Nazis and half of it is, Anthony Hopkins' robot, like, it sounds like a good fucking show to me.
Yeah.
Serviceable at the very least, and sort of better than what we got.
I don't know if I'd say it's a swing and a miss, but it's like a base hit at best.
Yeah, base hit at best. That's what prompted me to watch Watchmen. I watched this and I was like, and then I was like, let me just. I wanted to see something else that was Snyder that I really, really dug. So I put Watchmen on. I was like, God, this is just awesome. I mean, it was.
I tend to align with Benny where like I'm finding less enjoyment the more I watch his stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Watchmen, I think, is really good. I think it's one of the better ones. Like I could see what you're saying about 300. I haven't watched 300 in a while. I have Sucker Punch, which was like a weird movie to begin with.
Super weird.
And Man of Steel, I find like I absolutely love that movie. It's one of his best. I think it's a great Superman story, and it's just well done, really well done.
I'm kind of over the Snyder Cut shit. Like they're doing another hour of this coming out before the second movie. Just fucking release the cut, dude. Like,
I know.
cut the movie the way you want to do it.
See,
Don't do another cut. Who gives a shit?
Don't tell me it's going to be in black and white and in fucking 4:3 format, is it?
I don't know, dude. You're releasing it on Netflix. Just release it.
Just release
it,
it,
dude. Don't give
release
us
it or
dumb,
don't.
like, hacked up cut. Then you can give us the Snyder cut later. Just give us the whole Megillah right now, man.
Just make your movie.
Yeah, Magoo.
Buy a fast forward button and make your movie.
Well, let's fast forward to bits and bobs and wrap this up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, there are any objections.
Bits and bobs. We already brought them all up.
They're already brought up.
We did. Yeah.
What about those weird ass red fucking Imperial Guard priest things?
Oh, at the end, that like hooked up
lab
Space Hitler
guys?
to the.
Yeah, they're throughout the whole
the
movie,
lab
like
guys?
following Space Himmler around.
I don't know, dude. Again, another interesting thing that we just.
That shit struck me as very Warhamper-y.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah. Did.
Yeah.
that's fair.
I'm gonna do a bit and bob that I hated, and that was the stupid fucking scorpion chairs. I thought those things were fucking dumb as fuck.
What do you mean?
They're
The things
pretty
that,
silly.
like, the little prison things that carried people around?
Yeah, that have like a fucking instead of like it could be self-contained, no problem, but instead there's a little drawer that pops open that has a thing that you stick in, and you can paralyze the person by disconnecting their spine or whatever. Like,
Or let them go.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, it was
I don't know.
dumb.
Yeah.
A bit and bob that I hate. The whole movie. No, I'm with you on that. Definitely, I was like, those are kind of cool, and then I was like, those are kind of overly redundantly dumb, like unnecessary.
Yeah, just too. That's like the too much CGI thing right there.
I will say this as a bitter Bob. I was very happy to see pew pew lasers in this movie. I don't know what it was. I had a serious gripe about this with the Avatar 2 when Chad and I really dug into that and the whole thing with the bullets. So I was very happy to see like pew pew lasers as like a thing and a weapon projectile.
Were they lasers?
choice.
It seemed like they like shot like liquid
Yeah,
hot
it was
magma
weird.
or something. Yeah.
Like, wait, what did you just
Liquid
say?
fire shit or something?
No.
Like liquid hot magma.
Liquid hot magma. Perhaps you'd like a taste of my pistol. It shoots liquid hot magma.
Love it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, anything with
Cora,
space
I just
bullets
wanted to
again.
let you know I found this at the crash site. I thought you might be needing it. It's my special gun that shoots liquid hot magma.
I thought it might be dangerous. Oh, you're correct. That thing shoots liquid hot magma.
You are correct. In fact, not only is it dangerous, but it shoots projectiles of liquid hot magma. And you thought nothing good would come out of this episode. That is
Rough
so
start, but-
good, dude. That might be my new favorite thing. Do you like your quasi-futuristic clothing, Mr. Powers? Additionally, I'm developing a new projectile weapon. It shoots liquid hot magma. Ben, I'm holding my mouth open every time I end with magma.
Oh my god. Yeah. So anyways,
Sorry, Chad.
better than bullets.
That's okay. I like it. I like
Lot
you
of
guys
be-
are into it.
lot better than bullets. Liquid hot magma rounds. Holy hell, dude. I don't know where you came up with that, but it was wonderful. What else?
It's totally Dr. Evil.
It was very Dr. Evil, definitely. Pew pews.
I believe he does say that in one of the movies.
Yeah.
What, liquid hot magma? He definitely does.
Yeah.
What about the squid face dudes? Like that scene with Space Himmler where he comes in and he's just like, so, your society is built on helping people that need help. How's that going for you? You know, and they're like, but that's our society. And he just glasses their fucking planet. It's like, okay, dude. I don't know, man. It was funny.
Yeah, it was.
Like, well, we help people. It's kind of what we do. He fucking just bashes his brains in with his robot femur.
Yeah, right. He's
Yeah.
like, hell, time to get out the old robot. Who's holding my robot femur? I need to beat somebody into submission again.
Hand me my robot femur.
Yes.
This insolent octopus face man
Must perish.
requires some clubbing.
Yes, exactly.
I do love going
now,
clubbing.
now, nuke the entire site from orbit. It's the only
Yeah,
way to
there's-
be sure.
There's only two ways to say that, dude. And one of them is as the Crypt Keeper.
Oh, yeah. Love it.
I already forgot what you just said, too.
Going clubbing.
Oh, yeah, yes.
I love going clubbing. I love going out clubbing.
I love how the Crypt Keeper is just like weaseled his way into the show. It's so great.
I do, too. That was a wonderful, wonderful
Should have been in on
surprise.
day one.
I know.
Should've.
I agree.
Huge oversight on our part.
He's so stupid, dude. And the puppet was so bad, too. You
It's pretty
know,
bad.
it was like, it was pretty terrible. That's kind of what made it great.
Yeah.
Here's a bit that I hated as well. When he goes,
Bits of hatred.
totally, dude, the bits of hatred. That needs to. I was thinking today it would be fun to do just like a quick little
So,
jingle introducing the
fucking-
bits and bobs section of the show, but this section would have a heavy metal bits of hatred
totally.
intro,
That was,
right?
hate bit graphics. I don't
No.
Oh, how about you, man?
know.
First, we
Love
get
it.
the liquid hot magma rounds, and then the hate bit. You're on
Love it.
fire. Head in a jar. Here you go. Would you like to see some sharks with freaking laser beams on their
I
heads?
would.
Anyway, bits
What's your
of
hate bit?
hatred. Bits of hatred. Bits of hatred.
What's your hate bit?
Dude, tell us.
come on.
Hate us.
It was you. You're the one that said you had one.
I know. I got distracted on the bits of hatred. Excuse me.
I thought you got so
Um,
distracted that you forgot who had one and you were waiting for someone else to say it.
no, not quite that bad. When the guy, this might end up getting cut, but I'm just going to say it straight out. When Matthew McConaughey, Space Matthew McConaughey, approaches the Harry Potter griffin creature, and then of course, he's like, "Oh, calm down, girl." And then, then he starts speaking to the creature in some space elvish to calm it down. I was like,
Yeah.
come on, man. Really?
Yeah, that's like some weird stand-in for like, hey, girl, I'm totally gonna ride you. We're gonna go flying through the sky. How do you think about that?
Dude, I just saw a great video about what's his face that played Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Redemption 2 and how they had to re-record some of the horse bonding
Yes!
vocal
I've spoken
scenes,
about
dude.
this on the show before.
Oh, maybe it was you that said it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Funny, dude. Really funny. So, yeah.
Easy, girl.
Yeah. I was like, oh, God, here we go, dude. Some dumb space elvish, you know? Like, we really need this, you know?
Well, then they get the leopards ate my face bit at the end where the fat fuck guy gets his wish and he's got, I'm going to go ride on that thing now. And it just like knocks him over and eats his face.
That was that was the most trailer trash hillbilly shit ever, dude. I loved it.
It's so dumb.
Right? Space hillbilly.
He's like,
dude.
I'll tell you guys what. You guys come over here. You can fix all my ATVs. I'll let you go. You got to fix them all for me. I got about 16 junk. I got 16 junk ATVs. You can make one good ATV out of that there thing, and you get that going for me. You guys can get out of here.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
But it's like a three-wheeler. It's a three-wheeler, and he fucking tips it over, like, and
Yeah, just
kills
eats
himself
shit.
immediately
Yeah,
after.
rips his fucking head off. Yeah, exactly.
Oh
Fuck,
my
man.
God.
Yeah, that was really dumb.
He has a life debt. If you can break this random ass animal in the background that's out of focus, you can leave.
It would have been great if he had started that way and then he said, but I'll tell you what, I got a pile of ATVs over here. They ain't worth shit. If you can get those running, you guys can go.
You guys are good.
I'm cool. I'm good with that.
Yep. Gotta do it before
Oh my
sundown. I
God.
got crawfish ball coming on.
Oh my God.
All right, yeah. If you guys can take care of these sidewall punctures for
I'd
me
appreciate
and
it.
just wrap that up before we go, I'd appreciate it.
Totally, dude. It was like Randy Momoa's dad, right?
Yeah.
That's it, man. Momoa could have totally been Space Fabio.
Bro,
Oh, totally.
the guy was Aquaman, Space Aquaman.
He's more
You know?
Aquaman than Momoa.
Dude, he was totally more Aquaman than Momoa, man. How is that even possible? I don't know. It's amazing. Any damn way. Okay. Any more bits of hatred?
Right?
The bits of
Nougats.
hatred.
Oh, yeah, I got one for you.
The new album from EBD.
When
Bits of
when
hatred.
Supermodel was like, and then I was the Princess Fafa Floofy's bodyguard, and a birdie died, and she brought the birdie back to life. It's just like, oh my fucking God, dude. Shoot me in the fucking face with a magma gun.
But
Magical bird bring back to lifing princesses that are killed. Like, she could have brought peace to the universe. Instead, we have Space Hitler.
yeah, but again, a cooler like point of story that I much would rather have seen a
I
movie
guess,
about.
but
than-
like,
you know what I mean? What are you saying? You're just kind of fatigued on that whole
space
thing?
magic.
Or?
Fucking. Oh, the poor little rich bitch princess's doggy ate a birdie. This is so sad. You know, like, who gives a fuck?
Bad doggy, why'd you kill this birdie? I gotta bring it back to life, dick.
You should have thought about that before you had a space pit bull, chick. Come on. You gotta know your
Yeah,
dog breeds.
bitch.
You gotta know your dog breeds.
Yeah, bitch.
I don't know, man. I think in like
Holy hell.
it was just kind of silly. I'm just kind of tired of the helpless princesses that walk around in fucking fur coats with their space doggies.
Yes,
Yes, it is hopelessly
doggy.
Hopelessly tropey.
trope-tastic.
Hopelessly doggy. Okay.
Turns out Bits and
Nuggets?
Bobs was gripey this week.
Yeah, it sure was, man. No nuggets. I'm guessing they're all
New
the nuggets
cats.
are that. All the nuggets are that the
This was
movie
meant
is
to be
like
a Star Wars movie 25
yeah,
times.
exactly. So pass. I don't need 25 nuggets to tell me that.
Don't care.
Yeah, deaths.
Don't
Deaths.
fucking care.
God. Deaths. We only had 3.
Oh yeah.
You had
Yeah,
that many?
I had the someone will be plowing you later death,
Oh yeah.
which I thought was pretty funny. It's still death worthy. Chad had the planet Klingon death, which is my personal favorite. And then I had the Ray Fisher Stevens death.
That was Ray Fisher Stevens.
Right. That's it. That's what I got.
I'll take the Klingon death just because we got to come up with a six-pack on the head thing. That was good.
That was really good. Yeah, but the planet is not called Klingon, dude. That's what was so great
Whatever.
about
It is in my head. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, wow. You don't give a fuck?
Their planet...
You don't care about lore and
Their
nerdity
planet is
anymore,
called
Chad?
fucking clearing of
Time to
phlegmy
cast
throat.
you out.
The Klingon homeworld is clearing of phlegmy throat. That's the English translation.
Ben, what is the name of the Klingon homeworld?
Qo'noS.
I'll bet. Yeah, but
Yes.
you just looked it up, you freaking dirty
I did
bastard.
look it up.
All right, ratings. Let's rate this monstrosity.
I don't give a shit about this movie. I'll watch the next one and probably not give a shit about it either. It's like a meh is a 3. It's like a 3.5.
You see, guys, meh is a mathematical formula.
M equals EH squared.
Exactly. Okay. Ben?
I'm going to go with an optimistic 5 7/8.
There you go.
I like that, man. I like that a lot. I'm gonna see your 5 7/8. I'm gonna give it a 6.17. So very similar. There's some good world building will carry me a long way. Like the movie was just, kind of bland beyond that. And not enough blood axe and not enough Jimon Hansu, man. Love that dude.
You've convinced me.
Right? And definitely not enough fucking Sonmi 451, bro. It's up.
No way.
What did you rate it, Kev?
6.17.
Okay. Is this worth watching if you're a sci-fi fan?
Yeah.
Probably.
It's worth one watch, man.
It's like a Sci-Fi Channel caliber movie, though, with a massive budget. It's just kind of a whatever movie.
Yeah, it is.
It's very whatever.
It is very whatever, but there's some cool concepts in it.
Yeah. I want to throw the baby out, but keep the bathwater on this one,
There you go. I like that. Yeah, I want to do the same. I like it. The only problem with this movie is that it did not have enough techno Viking. All right, great. So, Chad Lab, what are we doing next week, bro? Hey, bro, what are we doing next week?
We will be discussing some more throat cancery movies with Romancing the Stone.
Ooh, the 80s classic adventure movie. You're gonna be all right, Joan Wilder. That's exciting. And I know Benny's pumped too. So, folks, get stoked.
Can't wait to go for a ride in the little mule.
Oh, totally, man. We get the return of El Guapo, the little mule. We got searching for freaking treasure. What could be more cool than that? I don't know. But we're going to find out because this is going to be great. So
Being
join us
surprised
next
that
week.
the Doobie Brothers broke up.
Exactly. We're going to make a fire out of giant bricks of weed. So thanks for joining us for Rebel Moon. Join us next week for the 80s classic, Romancing the Stone, starring throat cancer himself, Michael Douglas.
Chocolate Rain.
And from all of us to all of you, we'd just like to welcome everybody into 2024. This is the EBD podcast saying good night.
Happy Brew Year.
Happy Buse Year.
Ooh. Busemas.
Harry Busemas.
And that's going to wrap up this week's episode, folks. If you'd like to check out the show notes for this episode, you can do so in your podcast app of choice or at our website, ebd.fm/237. Folks, we'd like to take a second and thank everybody for listening to the show. We hope you have enjoyed the show these many years that we've done it, and we've certainly enjoyed having all of you, and continue to do so going forward. Thank you all so much for listening, and thank you all for helping us out in any way that you can, leaving us reviews, telling people to check out the show, and also supporting us directly on Patreon. And for anybody that wants to, you can do just those things. You can tell people to check out the show. You can leave us reviews on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also support us directly on Patreon, patreon.com/EBD podcast. And of course, don't forget to check us out on social media. We lounge around on Instagram most of the time, so come leave a comment or join in on any kind of conversation that's being had over there. All right. Thanks so much for joining us for Rebel Moon, and we'll see you next week for Romancing the Stone. And if we're lucky, we'll watch the porn version after that, Romancing the Bone.
Whoa.
One for C-Lab, two for Troy, three for Wolverine to round out the trio in this episode. Everybody dies.
Beady, beady, beady.